Part two, holiday flying. Let's talk about it. So, again, I'm in the airport. I'm giving y'all this tea, making no excuses. So, tap in, make sure you like and subscribe. Y'all been a little shy on the liking. That button don't bite. So, like and subscribe, okay? Let me tell you about the Aspen trip. So, I had an Aspen, it was supposed to be a 3 day. Now, I was able to drop certain parts of the trip because there was like a 3 hour sit in between, and a sit is where you sit at the airport for 3 hours for free. Can't do that one. Cannot do that one. So I was able to break my trip up where the first overnight in Aspen I dropped. So I was gonna pick it up the day two, basically. When they come back, day two, because we had one more night there. And the second night was gonna be at the nice hotel. So I was like, y'all can have that regular hotel, and I'm gonna meet y'all when we go to the nice hotel, right? So first day was 3 legs, second day 2 legs, last day 3 legs, and it's all Aspen back, Aspen back, Aspen back to Dallas. So the first day that I get to work, we're gonna call the other flight attendant Cindy. So I'm working with Cindy. I've never worked with Cindy before. Cindy's employee number is super senior, so I was like, ooh, this might go really, really good, or walking on eggshells, because like I said, sometimes the senior mamas have a little attitude, be trying to act like your mama, and sometimes they're cool. So I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna get today, but Cindy was actually really cool. So I was like, ooh, great. Okay, so let's get into the Aspen trip. So first, y'all, the weather. The weather is horrible right now. It's cold. I mean, cold, cold, 20 degrees, ice on the roads, cold in Dallas. But I went to work anyway. Went to work anyway. So I came to work, and now I always check the flight to make sure it's not delayed, because sometimes if it's delayed by 2 hours, then I should just stay home and wait until I come here, because I don't want to sit here for 2 hours. I'd rather sit at home for 2 hours. So I checked before I left. It was still on time. Once I get to the airport, I check it, and now it's delayed by an hour and 30 minutes. And I'm like, okay, great. I'm already at the airport. So at this point, I was like, I'm just going to have to sit at the airport. So I'm sitting at the airport. We are waiting on a plane to come in so we can take that plane and go to Aspen. And I guess the passengers were just super antsy. They're like going, bugging the gate agent, like, are we going to get there? When is it coming? When is it coming? When is the plane coming? So I'm like, ooh, don't, please don't be annoying when we get on the plane. I don't have any issues with asking people. I feel like they're sweet. Like, honestly, when it comes down to it, there are a lot of other flight attendants who do not like working Aspen flights because they don't like the way the Aspen passengers treat them. But I feel like it's all about how you carry yourself. That's how they're going to treat you. So that's all I'm going to say about that. Anyways, I don't have any issues with them. So our plane ends up getting there 2 hours later, basically. Then when we get on the plane, our heat wasn't working. And it's like, it's cold, 20 degrees, but I'm working in the back of the plane. So it's not that the heat wasn't working, it wasn't working that well in the front. So that didn't have nothing to do with me. So I'm in the back, nice and cozy. So I was like, well, what y'all gonna do up there? And it wasn't the cockpit either, it was just the very front. So for Cindy, the forward flight attendant, she was cold. She was very cold. So we finally board up the plane, and then I guess we just decided to keep the plane, assuming that it will eventually get hot. Y'all, please tell me why that plane never got hot in the front. Like, people had on their jacket. She was shivering. It was actually really cold up front. I was like, wow, I feel bad for y'all. But I was like, let me go back to the back and mind my business. So the flight to Aspen was supposed to be like 2 hours and 20 minutes. However, because of weather, we had to wait in line to take off. And guess how many planes there were? 20. 20 planes ahead of us. So that was a 40-minute wait just to take off. We finally take off. And instead of the flight being a regular 2 hours and 20 minutes, we had to avoid weather. By avoiding weather, we basically went the long way to Colorado, which made it a 3 hour and 40-minute flight. 3 hours and 40 minutes on top of the 40 minutes, on top of the 2 hours that we had to wait. Like that, it's already a long day, right? And I'm like, bruh. So we take that flight. The passengers, they were cool. Y'all, why was there a dog with a Montclair coat? Like, one thing about it, these dogs on these Aspen flights are living better than me, okay? They had a hat, they had a coat. The dog didn't need for nothing. Dogs like that who live that well, they don't bark. Like, bark for what? My parents take good care of me. I don't have to bark. So the dog was just sitting there being good, quiet, and we didn't have any problems. It was a smooth flight. Everyone was nice. It was cool. So then we land. Then we got word that there is bad weather in Texas. So basically, we had to wait before we took off. We waited about an hour, and when we wait, the doors open. So we waited an hour for free. Then we finally close the door and we take off and we head back to Dallas. And that was a two hour flight, right? Allegedly. It's supposed to be a 2 hour flight. And when on the way back, we end up having a delay, like a ground stop. But this ground stop was only about 20 minutes. So I'm not even complaining about that. But let me backtrack real quick. I don't know what was going on, but okay, Cindy was like super nice, super cool. We were like having a conversation, everything like that. On the way there, I don't know what happened, but it was like a light switched off. And on the way back, she was dead silent. Like we probably spoke to each other for a total of 2 minutes of a whole 2 hour flight. I don't know what happened in first class. If the medication wore off, I don't know. Like I don't know, but she was just like not talking. Like she was over it. Like definitely had RBF. She was not talking. She was quiet, and I did not ask her what's wrong because I'm like, oh, I already know because it's been a long day already. Like, and this is what I mean. Like, as a flight attendant, we're stuck on a metal tube. There's no break room to decompress. You can't just, go to your car for a minute. No, you're stuck on the plane, so your emotions are on your face unless you're really good at hiding it or unless you have a mask. And she wasn't wearing a mask, so she was just looking over it the whole 2 hour flight back. And I was like, Jesus Christ, that's what I'd be looking like if I didn't have my mask. So make sure you have your mask on if you're over it because me and the passengers, we don't want to see that. We want to see you with a mask on if you are ready to go home, or we want to see smiling faces, okay? So basically, I was carrying the vibe on the plane on the way back. I was carrying the vibe, being nice, being happy, talking to people, petting the dogs. And she was just sitting in her jump seat, quiet and over it. Well, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna let her have it because technically it's been a long day. And again, we're supposed to have another flight after that. I dropped it because I'm a line holder and I'm able to drop my trips. And she kept the trip, so it was gonna be an even longer day for her. For me, once we landed, I was gonna go home. And thank God I was going home because I would have been just as over as her if I knew I had another flight to take. Fast forward, I go home, and then the next day, I'm supposed to report to work to go to Aspen. And this time I was going to be staying in the nice hotel. And I was like, oh my God, I'm so excited because I'm gonna stay in a nice hotel. They have like jacuzzi. They have a great breakfast. Omelets are on the house. So I was like, oh, it's gonna be great. However, the next day when I woke up, there was ice everywhere in Dallas. At least where I'm located to get to work, there was ice everywhere. Dallas does not have the infrastructure to remove that ice. And it's like, it's unsafe to drive. So I wasn't able to go to work that day because the roads are icy. Like, I'm not about to risk my life, put myself in jeopardy to get to work when there's ice on the roads. So I did not go to work that day. I had to call out. And I was low key sad because I was like, I actually really wanted to go to that hotel. But they gave that to a reserve. Speaking of, oh, if you made it this far in the video, give me a comment down below. Say hey, make sure you like the video, subscribe. Um, ooh, drop a ladybug emoji for me. And that's all I got. Also, I have a Patreon. Be sure to check out my Patreon. And also, if you would like a consultation where we can talk one on one, whatever you want to talk about, flight attendant round, anything like that, email me at pristinepores@gmail.com and we can chat. All right, the commercial break is over. So, back to what I was saying. I have bad news. I have bad news. Please tell me why I got my schedule for January. And you know what they did to me? They put me back on reserve. They put me on reserve. I didn't ask for that. But they needed less line holders for January because January is honestly a dead month where people are not flying that much. So I didn't meet the number of targeted line holders. So I'm on reserve. Like, I was only a line holder for 3 months and they snatched it away from me. Snatched it away. I could tear up right now because I didn't know how to act being a line holder. Dropping trips, picking it back up, moving trips around, trading trips, and now I'm back on reserve. But like I've been telling y'all, it's all based on company needs. So don't get too comfortable, ever. Because I got comfortable the last 3 months. Looking at the glass half full though, I'm glad that I got to experience being a line holder because now I know that's where it's at. That's the life that I want. So I'm gonna try to bid for it in February. If I don't get it, I'm gonna bid for it in March. March will definitely be a lot of flying, and I need y'all to pray for me, to whoever you pray to, and tell them to make me a line holder again because reserve life is just, I've did my time. Okay, I've done my time, and I deserve to be a line holder. Like, that's not asking for too much. It's not. It's really not. Anyways, I have a flight that I have to work in about an hour, so I'm gonna go grab some food. I'm going to sit down, eat, get my social battery up and ready to work the next flight. We have an overnight in Santa Fe, and I believe Santa Fe is like very, very cold. So, would you look at that? You know, we've been going to these different places. Like in Mexico, it's kind of cold, like 60 degrees. That doesn't count. 60 doesn't count. It's not cold. But here in Dallas, it's 20 degrees, and that's cold. Okay, but I'm pushing through. You know, just want to hop on here, tell y'all what's going on and why I've been MIA because I've been working. And all the other flights that I've been doing have just been regular, basic flights, and nothing has been going on that I can remember. But if it has been, I'll let y'all know. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Oh my God, how did I forget this? Y'all, can you hear me now? Good. Got a mic. Thank you so much for one of my members of the Christine Posse for purchasing the mic off my Amazon wish list. Like, I am truly grateful. I can't believe that. I almost forgot to say that. Thank you so much. I know y'all can hear me, so I'm not even gonna ask. So thank you for that. The rest of y'all, like it up, share, comment, show some love, you know, support this channel, donate to the Cash App, check out Patreon. Also, check out my Amazon wish list. I have some goodies if you wanted to send me something, okay? I have all types of options on there, different price ranges. Like, y'all, I had to work for Christmas. So, somebody come through. Somebody be a Santa Claus for me, okay? Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will see you in the next one.